In this segment of our video, we're going to cover installing the rack system in a very old original ECC bottle drop machine. This machine was originally designed with 6 trays, so after our rack kit has been installed, it's going to have 4 trays, so you'll now be capable of selling 24 as well as 20-ounce bottles from this vendor. I've gone ahead and taken the trays out of this vendor. One step with your cutters, there will be tie straps if the trays weren't taken out on the back rack, so for you to take out the trays, you'll be cutting off the tie straps. What I've done is I set the bottom 2 trays out of the way because those will not be used. Then the final 4 trays that will be going back in I set across in a separate pile. The D tray is on the top because that's going to be the first tray that goes back in. Our rack system does not have pre-drilled holes that will match this vendor, so what we're going to do is I'm going to remove the 4 racks in here. First I'm going to mark them with the Sharpie, and then when we reinstall the racks, you're going to have to drill the holes to put them in. So the most important step is I need to establish a line, so I'm going to kind of come over here and on the inside of the machine with the Sharpie just kind of draw down, because I'm going to use that line as a reference when I put the new rack in. I'm going to do the same thing over here, and this just gives me a reference for my drilling. And then I'm going to mark the inside straight line right here. So I've marked those. One thing while you have all the racks out of here, this particular old 6-shelf machine, it does not, like all these vents really are not going to impede the new alignment of the shelves because you're changing things. There is a step in the model 2145 where I have to drill off 2 rivets, but on all the machines you just want to make sure that these fins are not coming out past this flange right here. So just I'm going to kind of make sure these are all bent, that way when I'm putting the racks back in they're not going to hit anything. So if any of these kind of got pulled out when you were moving the racks or seem to be sitting out a little too far, you know, while you're here, go ahead and bend them back, because that way when you put the trays in, it'll go very easy. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I have my electric screwdriver. I've put my 1/4-inch nut driver here, so just very easy. I'm going to go ahead and I'll remove all these trays just to save video time. I'll cut back to you after I've removed all these, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, as you can see now, I've removed all 4 of the original racks, and I'm going to go ahead and put the new racks in. I have my drill out, I get my screws and my nut driver ready. Very, very easy to do, just a little bit more work on these old 6-shelf machines. Basically, you'll take your new rack and you're going to line this up so that you keep the new rack, the Sharpie, going straight down. It's not drop dead critical. I mean, you can be off by a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and hold this here. Just drill my first hole. I kind of like to put 1 screw in. Just kind of do it finger tight, that way I can kind of go hands free, and then I'm going to hold this in place, do my next screw. Again, when I put the screws in, I just put you know, I just kind of going to get them finger tight just to kind of keep my alignment straight. Keep on working my way down. Hold that, keep my straight line. My bottom hole. Same hole. I've done all but my top hole. Here I actually don't want to. I don't want to get this fully tight until I get all the screws in, just because that gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And then the final stage, I'll put all the screws in. And my top hole. So now I've got, you know, there's kind of an extra 2 top screws because of the 5-shelf machines, but basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of put 6 screws to secure it. So that's my left rack. You know, the right rack will be the same. I'm going to both of the rear racks are identical, so just kind of drop this back here. On this particular vendor, what I do, I want the rack to touch the bottom. On the 2145, it fits the bottom. The 3000 series is actually up a little bit, and that's just because the cabinet's slightly different. So I'm going to kind of hold my rack in place, kind of go along that straight Sharpie line, and to find the hole right here, I'm going to drill out. I like to do one hole at a time. Kind of put a screw in a little bit, and then kind of like work my way down, or maybe knock out the top hole. So I'm going to continue drilling this hole, continue drilling these to install. I'll do this one, do my right-hand side rack, and then within 10-15 total minutes, your new racking system will be installed, and then you'll be able to reinstall your trays, and then your installation will be complete.